What is up, my friends? What is going on? Good morning. My name is Control for Days. Today is a brand new episode of a series I like to call Clinical Research, where myself, the Yawgmoth player, that is what I do, is trying to get a better understanding of decks within the modern format by playing those decks from the perspective and the eyes of being a Yawgmoth player. We've done a couple episodes of this series up to this point. Last week, we actually got a 5-0 with Devoted Druid. If you haven't checked out that video, be sure to do so. I really enjoyed playing that deck. And this week, we're going to kind of port things over into a similar style of deck, another creature combo strategy, which is Goblins. This deck, I have a very remedial understanding of the intricacies of how it works, which is why I am picking it up today and giving it a try. I think this will be helpful to me to have a better understanding of the lines and the ways that this deck operates, so I can better play against it when I'm on Yawgmoth. This strategy, first and foremost, is a combo deck, so I think it's important to keep that in mind when you're playing with it and playing against it. The main combo of this deck involves our good friend Conspicuous Snoop, which reads, play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast goblin spells from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. This is relevant, particularly the third part of that, because what you can do with Bogart Harbinger is you can search your library for a goblin card and put it on top of your library. You can put a Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker on top of your library, make infinite copies of Conspicuous Snoop using Kiki-Jiki's ability if it's on top, and then with the last copy of Snoop, which has Kiki-Jiki's ability, you can copy the Harbinger and put a Sling-Gain Lieutenant on top, which reads, sacrifice a goblin, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you've made a bajillion copies of your Snoop, and now you can just sacrifice them all to drain your opponent out. This also works with Mog Fanatic, where you can just sacrifice those copies for 1 damage pings at a time. So that's the main combo of this deck. You can also run this deck just as a kind of like a straight value tribal goblin deck. That's definitely plan B. It's not as powerful, and it's not the greatest strategy within the modern format right now with cards like Wrenn and 6 and Fury. But that is a plan B that you can go to. So that's kind of the main combo within the deck. Sideboarding, you can board into kind of like a Blood Moon-ish strategy that does shut off your Cavern of Souls, but it is a pretty reliable strategy for a bunch of different decks. Orvar, because it is a changeling, you can search for this with your tutors, your Goblin Matrons, and your Bogart Harbingers. So obviously we're bringing that in against creativity. And then you can also do the same with Tarfire because it is a tribal instant goblin. So you can search for that as well. So this is the 75 we're going to run. This was provided to me by, let me look up for the MTGO user handle, Spaceman, C Paceman, which is Spaceman. Through Discord. Thank you for giving me the list. I appreciate it. This list is slightly different. I made some small tweaks, but is based off of the list that was provided to me. So running this through a league, we're going to see how we do with goblins. Hopeful, but expectations are low. But I think we're going to learn a lot over the course of this league. So let's jump into it and see how we do with Goblin Combo. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's see how this one goes. Match 1 of our Modern League with Goblin Combo. We are going to be on the play. We are playing against a Nast 1997. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we're starting with here. All right. Opening 7. Our opponent reveals a Kaheera, which I don't think is good for us. We have 2 Horde Masters, a Munitions Expert, a Goblin Matron. We don't have any pieces of our combo. If we're playing against Blue-White Control, this hand's actually decent because we have 2 Cavern of Souls. But if we're playing against something like elementals, this hand is probably not great. I'm going to bank that this is blue-white control just because I think a lot of the newer elementals lists are not running Kaheera because they're running a copy of Elishnorn. At least one copy. So I'm gonna take a risk here and we're gonna keep this. Let's see how this one goes. Alright, so opponent keeps their 7-card hand. I'm gonna lead out on a Cavern. I'll name Goblin and pass the turn. Let's see how this goes. This hand is super slow, but opponent leads Misty, they fetch. If they are on elementals, they're probably really happy to see this right now, so we'll see. And they fetch a Triome, which to me suggests this is likely elementals. Alright, we draw a Snoop, which is the kind of the first part of our combo. I think I'm gonna hold off on the Snoop for now, and I'm gonna go with the Horde Master. We're gonna start there. I'm gonna kind of like lean into the aggro plan in the early game, I think, just because this hand is so slow, and then try to get him with a combo a little bit later in the game if we have an opportunity to. So I'm just gonna yield through the turn. Nothing I can really do. Runvelt Horde Master. Goblins get +1/+1 when it dies or another goblin dies. Exile the top card of your library. If it's a goblin creature card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. Okay, so this is blue-white control, so this is actually pretty good for us. Okay, nice. So we get a little value there. Top card of our library is an Aether Vial. We will not be able to cast that. Moving to our next turn. Sling-Gain. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to play this thing out, and I think I'm just going to make the most mana-efficient play. Cast out the Matron. And I'm actually going to get... I'm just going to go for the value play. And I think I'm going to get a Ringleader here. And just pass the turn from here. Ringleader, like, notoriously is the value engine of Goblins. It just gives you so much card advantage with this deck, so that's why I'm going for that. Okay, they have 3. We did not hit a land drop. From here, I'm going to lead on another Horde Master, and then we're going to swing for 2. The tapping with these Caverns of Souls is going to kill me here. So, and I don't know if that was the right play in terms of me matroning for the Ringleader, but I feel like it's like a reliable and reasonable option. Our opponent's fetching. I wonder if they're getting a Leyline Binding here. That's what it feels like. Okay, Binding, they're going to hit the Horde Master, I would imagine. Yes, okay, sure. So you'll get hit for 1. I don't hate them using a Binding on like such a non-important card there. Okay, they play Basic Island. It's a pretty cool island. I'm okay with that. Alright, can we draw land? Land is what we want. Kiki-Jiki. Alright, alright. Not exactly what we were looking for. So the only thing we can really play out, we can play out the Munitions Expert. And that's about all we have going. Munitions Expert is a May ability, so that's important. Okay, I think we're just going to start with an attack for 1. And I'm just going to leave this Expert up. It's slow, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if this is a... Okay, they're drawing 2 cards. Nice. Yeah, you're not countering anything, so... Once we hit our 4th land, we can kind of go crazy a little bit. Alright, they got 5 mana up, so this represents a Solitude. I'm actually just going to hold up this Expert. Hopefully we can draw into a land. Alright, our second Snoop kind of stinks. Swing for 1. And we'll just pass the turn from here. Pretty bad. Yeah, we need another land really badly. Alright, they're playing a Solitude, I think, which is going to play right into our Munitions Expert. Solitude, let them announce their target, and then we're going to kill the Solitude with this Expert. Alright, so we'll add a black, a red, Expert, yes. Okay, so that kind of worked out, that patience that we had there, that we demonstrated. Like, this game isn't really going anywhere too fast here. They're up to 6 mana, let's see what they get here. Would love a 4th land drop. 6 mana, Shark Typhoon, okay, yeah, that's a little problematic. It does give us a window to do stuff. There's finally our 4th land, which is nice. So Trashmaster only destroys an artifact. I would love to destroy some enchantments. So I could go... What can I do here? I can go Snoop. I can only cast one Snoop, which doesn't feel great. I can go Sling Gang and just try to like churn out some value with Kiki-Jiki next turn. Or I can go Ringleader and then just try to like work my way towards the combo. Maybe that's what we do. We'll go Ringleader and we'll get a little extra damage in here. 0 Goblins of the top 4 cards. Nice. Alright, not much value there. And a bunch of lands which you would have liked to draw. Alright, cool. This game doesn't feel like it's going according to the plan. But once again, we got the Caverns, so I mean, who knows? Who knows what we can do here? They're tapping 2 mana. This feels like okay, Teferi. They're gonna get a 3/3. And now, like I think our only plan from this point forward is going to be the combo. What did they just do? Oh, they bounced their Leyline Binding. That was interesting. Oh, are they just gonna Verdict? What are they doing? I'm confused. 2 mana, ending the Horde Master, and then they'll have a... Okay, I gotcha. They'll have a Binding up. Okay, our third Cavern of Souls. That's interesting. So I think this turn we might go like... I wonder if we just go Snoop or Lieutenant, or Kiki. Maybe just Kiki. I think we're gonna cast out this Kiki. Can't counter it. And now they would be wise to cast this Binding that they have in their hand. Sure. Got yourself 6/6. Yeah, I think this hand just played out too slowly. We'll copy this Ringleader here. Fill up our hand. A lot of value. We'll just pass the turn from here. We have all 4 Snoops in our hand, but we're gonna get run over by sharks here. Plus the Teferi, sure. Really would love one more land, I think. To go up to 6 lands, as long as they can't kill this Kiki-Jiki. They have 4 cards in hand. I'm gonna take a big hit. Land, fetch, Archmage Charm, draw 2 cards, sure. We're at 9 life here. I don't know that we can necessarily survive our next turn. I wonder if there's a line for lethal from here. If we draw land, War Marshal. Yeah, we kind of need a land there. So I can go Sling Gang, copy the Sling Gang, attack. Does that give us lethal? I feel like that's the line though, right? Let's see if they have a removal spell for the Kiki-Jiki. Dress down. Okay, that's unfortunate. So we're not going to get the tokens off of this here. 1, 2, counter spell, just to give themselves more sharks. Huh. 9. Yeah, I think we're just dead. We'll scoop it up. Next game. Okay, that was a little unfortunate. I think we're definitely bringing in Blood Moons here. Let's see what Sting Scourger does. No. Okay, so Blood Moons and Thought Seizes. Turns of cards we're cutting. Oh, I didn't realize I had 2 Ringleaders in this deck. Oops. I think we can get rid of the Trash Master. Maybe a Munitions Expert. Maybe 2 Munitions Experts. Those feel pretty bad. Maybe 3. Like have 1 just to be able to tutor it. And then what else do I want to get rid of? Oh, I thought I had 4 Harbingers too. Oh, maybe this list is different than what I had anticipated. And get rid of 1 Sling Gang. I think that seems fine. We'll go with that. The list I thought I submitted is not the list I actually submitted. Alright, game 2. Feels like this matchup shouldn't be bad. I think our hand was just too slow. This opening 7 feels fine. Like, Vile is really strong, so we're going to go with this. They reveal their Kaheera, lead on our basic mountain, play out our Vile, pass the turn. If they have something like a prismatic ending, they'll be able to get rid of this one, but okay, they just fetch. Okay, cool. Vile, go up to 1, yes. Thoughtseize, not bad. Alright, we'll play out this Hovel, reveal the Skirk Prospector, and we're going to Thoughtseize them. See what they're working with. Solitude, Hollowed Moonlight, Memory Deluge, Shark Typhoon. We're going to take this Solitude, I think. Like, their hand is just really slow. Vile, and then I'm going to activate this now to put the Prospector in play to play around the Hollowed Moonlight. I guess technically I didn't have to do that, so this leaves it open to a removal spell. You know what their hand is. I think generally with this deck, when you're... I don't know what's going on right now. When you're playing out Aether Vials, you want to keep them on 2 and 3. So that's the game plan there. Maybe we'll tick it up to 4 for this Sling Gain. I might have to keep an eye on my time just because I don't... All the triggers and everything with this deck I'm not well versed in. Alright, Vial. Another Auntie's Hovel. Nothing happening there. I think we're just going to start with an attack. We're going to play out this Bloodstained Mire. And then I'll pass the turn from there. During my opponent's... Let's see if they just cycle... Okay, they cycle the Hallowed Moonlight. I was going to say do that during the upkeep. Like activate an Aether Vial to make them use their mana on their turn, but didn't really need to do that. Alright, Misty Rainforest, sure. EOT, I'm going to fetch Basic Swamp. I'm going to activate, just in case they have something, I'm going to make them use it. No. We're going to tick up on both of these. Yes. We do need to draw into a creature here. Creature would be nice. It's still not a creature. Not what we're looking for here. And we know 3 cards in their hand. 3 of the 6. I think we're going to wait on this Sling Gang. We're just going to play out a Mesa and pass the turn. Yeah, once again, this hand is just like way too slow. I figured we'd draw into a Goblin 4 cards in, but we've just drawn nothing but lands up to this point. So, a little unfortunate. Drawing into like a Ringleader is probably our best card. Draw 2 cards with the Archmage Charm, so it's kind of to be expected that they had a counterspell. They just play a land, a Misty, which we knew about. They have 7 cards in hand now. Play this and we'll get... I guess we'll get a Blood Crypt tapped. Like, we have double Vials, so, like, basics don't really matter too much. And we're just gonna always know. We're just gonna keep these on 2 and 3, just for our combo. Okay, that's not terrible. I'm gonna play out the Hovel. No. And I'm just gonna pass the turn from here. So they're almost at Shark Typhoon at this point. So this Palashika Mons, we can create quite a bit of value with this thing once we get it into play. Archmage Charm. Alright, I'm going to activate this now. Yes, Mons. Good. We're going to activate this. We're not going to activate it now. Oh wait. Okay, you can have our Aether Vial. So this card single-handedly can take over the game, so we'll see what they do from here. Alright, they take up to 4, so they could potentially put in a Solitude against us. Okay, what did they play out? Played out a Flooded Strand. Okay, cool. So they got 5 mana up, so they can go sacrifice a Goblin, deal 1 damage to them. Let's get 2 other Goblins in play. Okay, they binding this now, which I think they have to do. I don't think they can let that thing stick around. Alright, we got 2 Goblin tokens. And now with this Vial, I think I'm going to be ticking it up. Oh, I had always no on that. That sucks. I think we're going to hardcast this Slinging. I think we're just too far behind at this point. So they're going to counterspell this. And then we'll get a hit in for 2. Feels like we're losing this game though. It's Dress Down? Yeah, okay. So we don't get our tokens. Unfortunate. Sling for 2. Pass the turn. They're going to tick up to 5 here. Yep, so they have Solitude up at any time they want to. It feels like we're losing this one. Second binding. We're going to hit our Sling Gang. I'll sacrifice. Sacrifice the Sling Gang to itself. Teferi, sure. I guess they bounce one of our Goblins here. They bounced a binding. Yeah, we're pretty far behind at this point. Pretty far behind. I'm going to tick this up. Drawn to a Kiki-Jiki. Play out the Hovel. No. And I think we attack into the Teferi here. And we'll pass the turn. Very unlikely that we're winning from this point. Opponent has Shark Typhoon, Memory Deluge in hand. We know about those. They can activate this Hall now, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. I don't think they would want to, but they can. They fetch basic planes. And there's the Shark Typhoon. Alright. We are on the clock. So I wonder if we have outs here. Like Ringleader? Ringleader into Kiki-Jiki? We'll tick this up. Alright, that's not very good. Alright, we're going to start with an attack for 2. Put them down to 6. Maybe no. I think we're going to save the Kiki-Jiki. Binding. Okay, I'm scooping it up here. We're not winning this game. 0-1. Alright, we are back. Match 2. Modern League. Goblin Combo. I don't think we can keep this hand. This is Pitax 67. We're going to be on the draw. We're mulliganing this. This is too slow. Our 6, this is just like a straight beatdown plan, but I think we can keep this. And I think we're going to get rid of one of our lands, maybe? Maybe the Bloodstained Mire? And hope to draw a third land off the top at some point. I didn't actually bother to check how many lands are in this deck. I should probably look at that. It's probably important. 22 lands. Okay. Yeah, so we should pull a land in our first 3 draw steps. Our opponent's on the play. No companion. Let's see what they got. Snow-covered island. Okay. So is this Merfolk maybe? Alright, nothing. Nothing going on. So turn 1 we're going to lead on our Cavern, naming Goblins, and then cast our Fanatic. Fairly straightforward line of play here. Opponent's going a little bit slow. Yep. Cavern, naming Goblin, cast our Fanatic, pass the turn. I feel like Cavern should just like auto-recognize. Okay, so we're playing against Living End here. Not sure how this is going to go game 1. Feels like we need a combo kill. Drawing into our hovel wasn't bad, having access to a 3rd mana. Like if our opponent stalls on lands, we'll be okay, I think. But if not, I think we're going to be in trouble. Opponent fetches and shocks. Interesting. We drew into a Trash Master. Alright. Oh, I meant to attack first, so we're losing out on point of damage. That was stupid. That was dumb. Alright. Mistake. A little bit of a punt there. I just clicked and wasn't even thinking. Hovel will reveal the Horde Master. Stupid me. And play out the Horde Master. Uncounterable. We'll see if we get Living Ended on their turn. Alright, they're going to cycle some stuff. Curator, sure. Street Wraith, sure. Alright. Creature sticks, opponent's back. Yield through the turn. See what else they got. Okay, our opponent is back. We've got 10 minutes off the clock. They're 2 turns into the game. We'll see if they can... see what happens here. It seems like they're having some pretty big connection issues. We'll see. Alright, 3rd land. They fetch. This feels like a Shardless Agent, I'm guessing. Another Street Wraith into the graveyard. Alright, Shardless. They are going to Cascade. I feel like if you have connection issues, playing a Cascade deck is probably not the best choice. We're going to ping them for 1 in response to this. We'll get to trigger off the Horde Master. Alright, what do we reveal? A Cavern of Souls. That doesn't do anything. Put them down to 10. Got our Fanatic back. Alright, so we got an Aether Vial and a Cavern of Souls off the top. So we're in a little bit of trouble here. If we draw into like a Sling Gang, we'll have a chance. Like land Sling Gang over the next 2 turns. Alright, there's a land. And from here I think we're just going to fetch basic. I didn't do the math in terms of how much damage we're going to take, but I think this is fine. So here, I'm going to cast out the Pashalik Mons. I don't know how to pronounce these cards. This is going to kind of be like our ticket to victory here. So we need to stall for like a turn. Let's see, can we take a hit from all this? 3, 6, 11, 15, 17. So we can take a hit from everybody. And then on our turn we have to see if we can just win from there. 3, 5. I think we might come up short. We'll see. It might actually come down to whatever we draw off the Horde Master, if we can find ourselves a Skirk Prospector or something like that. But I don't think we win this game if we're blocking. I don't think. I think we need to take this hit. We're going to go down, but I guess if they have a, if they have a Violent Outburst, we'll just lose. So I actually think we do need to block here. But does this give us an out, though, if we do this? We can put them down to 8. And then we play out the Horde Master. We'll take 3, 6, 10, 12. We'll go down to 7. And we need like another 1 or a 2 drop to stay alive. 8, 4. Okay. Yeah, I think we have to block here. I don't know exactly what our outs are, but I think this is the move. I could be mistaken. Definitely could be mistaken. Okay, we're gonna take a big hit. We're gonna go down to 7 here. I think they're debating whether or not they want to Violent Outburst right now or not. And they did not. We're down to 7 life. Let's see what they got. Anything else? Breeding Pool. Untapped. Aggressive. It's going to be another Curator, I'm guessing. Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're winning from here. Maybe Sling Gang? Sling Gang is how we win? Yeah, if we draw into a Sling Gang, we can win. Aether Vial is not it. Alright, so I think we're going to start with this Horde Master. We're going to sacrifice this deal 1. Oh, we can't even never mind. Okay, yeah, we just lose. We lose from here. Never mind. We didn't have a sacrifice outlet, so we couldn't do that. Alright, post board. We're going to bring in 2 Chalice, 3 Blood Moon. I don't love Thoughtseize in this matchup. We're also going to bring in Hearse. We have quite a bit of cards to deal with what they're doing. I think we can probably shave a Kiki. Ringleader doesn't seem great. Trash Master doesn't seem great. Munitions Expert doesn't seem great. Vial's fine. It's a little slow. I don't love Vial. I feel like we could probably shave a land. Like 22 land seems like a lot. Shave a Sling Gang maybe. Even though that was the card that would have saved us that game. And maybe we only go 2 Blood Moon instead of 3. Go with this configuration. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to sideboarding with this deck, so we can probably shave a War Marshal for a Blood Moon. I feel like they're going to be fetching pretty aggressively for basics, so maybe only 2 Blood Moon. Maybe we'll go with that. Let's see how this one goes. I don't think we've won a game yet, have we? I don't think so. Alright, opening 7. I think this is a keep. We'll see how this one goes. Double Hearse seems good against them. Opponent mulligans to 6. I think we're just going to lead tapped Blood Crypt and pass turn. When we're playing out Blood Crypt, card we have to keep in mind is definitely Street Wraith. Definitely something that can get us. Let's see if they have any Grief. So if they have like Grief into Force of Negation, could cut us off of our Hearses, but they do not. Alright, we drew into a Harbinger. So this gives us our combo on turn 3, and I wonder if we just go for that. I think we're just going to go for it. And depending on what they do, we can cast the Hearse out if we want to. Alright, we have a land on top. Scalding Tarn. Sure would love to combo. Hearse gets it gets significantly worse on the draw, I feel like. But this is our only piece of graveyard interaction, so we gotta play it. Let's see what they got. I don't know if they can interact outside of, I guess, a Subtlety would be the way that they interact with this Harbinger. But if we have a, well, I guess Cavern doesn't stop Subtlety. This Subtlety is not a counter, it's a, it puts it on top or on bottom. Opponent is thinking, and they do nothing. So Sky Turtle doesn't stop. They need 3 mana to be able to bounce something with the Sky Turtle. Alright, so we got a Prospector, which doesn't really matter. We'll fetch. Gonna get a basic here, basic mountain. And let's see if this gets there. I don't know if this is the right play or not, but this is what we're going with. We're playing to our game plan as opposed to trying to prevent theirs. I mean, they haven't done anything, so... Alright, they cycle a Wake or a Wave, so they're looking for a Subtlety. See if they draw one. Put a Riverwinder into the graveyard. Do you have a Subtlety? They do not. So I think this is just game. And I would be surprised if they didn't scoop. Yes. Put our Kiki on top. Copy the Snoop. Our opponent's going to apparently make us go through this. I'm going to type into the chat, loop, scoop. See if they want to waste our time. Like, this is a pretty quick, like, click through as well, so it's nothing too crazy. Like, they're just wasting their time here. Alright, so we're comboing. We're going to make a gajillion copies of this Conspicuous Snoop. And then with the last copy, we're going to copy the Harbinger. And then from there, we'll get a Sling Gang on top. And then just drain them out. So, I mean, like, they're not even F6'd through the turn. So they're honestly just wasting their time. Okay, they GG. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Okay, game 3. Game 3. Blood Moon on the draw feels pretty slow. I think I might cut that. I'm going to bring in some Thoughtseizes on the play. And is there anything else that's worthwhile on the play? Maybe a second blood. Maybe I'll bring in one Blood Moon. No. I think we're just going to go with this. We're shaving the Blood Moons on the play. Shaving the Blood Moons on the draw. Opening 7. Is this good enough? We have a piece of interaction. They keep a 7. I feel like we might need a hearse. This hand feels close. Like turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 War Marshal maybe? This hand just feels, it feels slow. I think we need to mulligan this. We have our double hearse. Okay, this is going to be a keep. We can't cast the hearse right off the bat, but I think this is fine. What do we... I think we send back a Matron maybe? Or the Harbinger. I think I'm going to get rid of the Matron. Bank on drawing into Snoopy. Alright, let's see. Really want to pull land off the top. Opponent's down to 9 minutes on the clock. See if they have a grief here. They fetch. They shock. They cycle right off the bat. Do you have a grief? Appears they do not. So we'll get our Chalice into play depending on if they have a Force of Vigor. Alright, we drew our second land too. That's really good. Rename Goblin off of this. Cast our Aether Vial. Cast our Chalice on 0. And we'll pass the turn. Alright, feels like we're ahead. Next turn we'll get a hearse into play. We'll start eating their graveyard. So they're going to be on the hard cast plan, and I hope we can just assemble a combo in between now and then. They fetch. I'm just going to yield through the turn. There's nothing I can do here. Breeding Pool. Cycle a Waker, sure. Architect into the graveyard, sure. Alright, we're going to uptick this here. Yes. Draw a card. Very, very click intensive deck. I'm going to fetch with the Arid Mesa. We'll get ourselves, guess, a basic mountain. I'm going to keep myself off of Swamp this game if I can help it. We're going to eat 2 of their creatures right now. And we'll pass the turn. Okay, Botanical Sanctum. Cycle a Street Wraith, sure. I guess the only way we can cast the Thoughtseize, hard cast it, without a Blood Crypt or a basic Swamp is going to be Auntie's Hovel. We'll see if we draw into one of those. Aether Vial is going to go up to 2. 2-drop would be nice here. Opponent's thinking. They're going to Force of Vigor, Chalice, and the Hearse. Alright, we're going to respond to that. Eating both their creatures. Then we'll just cast out another Hearse. Okay. Yes. Draw a card. Alright. So that's actually not bad. We'll get our second Hearse down. Oop. See if they have a Force of Vigor at this point. They're going to cycle again. Looking for a Force of Vigor. Cycle again. Force of Vigor or bust for our opponent. They do not have it. And we're going to eat right now and pass the turn. So next turn I'll be able to vial in the Harbinger. I'll get a Conspicuous Snoop, I guess. And the following turn I'll cast the Snoop and then hope to combo from there. Unless there's something better. I'll have to see what I have available to me. Alright, cycle a Curator. So I mean they could cast a Living End right now if they had it. I don't know if that's worth it. Alright, we're going to activate this Vial. And we're going to put a War Marshal into play. And we're going to let this thing die. We'll put a creature into our graveyard. And we'll still get the value off of it. They're fetching. Shock. Down to 9. And they're going to cast a Living End right now. So we'll still get a Goblin token off of this, I believe. Not the greatest Living End. Unless they have something like a Street Wraith. This is a little underwhelming. Okay, still get a 1/1. We'll take it. Alright, we'll uptick this here. Yes. Draw a card. Drawing it to Snoop is going to be best draw. Bloodstained Mire. So I could Mire, fetch basic, and Thoughtseize. I think that's what we're going to do here. I guess I could also Harbinger for like a Sling Gang. Dismember, Living End. We really don't care about any of those cards, really. We'll get rid of Dismember, though. Oh, I didn't realize that trigger. Okay. Yeah, they get the trigger off the Curator, but they get to Scribe 1. Which is a little unfortunate for us, but that's fine. Or maybe the card for us to get from here is going to be... Maybe it's like a Ringleader. Definitely not going to attack. Yeah, maybe we just get like a Ringleader, just get a bunch of creatures. Or a Palashika Mons. We only have 5 minutes left here. Pashalik Mons. Okay, they drew that land, so we know about that. So their hand as it stands is going to be Dismember and Living End. Sure. So I could go like, I could also go Harbinger. Alright, we're going to activate this. Yes, Harbinger into play. I think I'm just going to get a, I feel like just getting a Ringleader is the move. Like we can hit for 5 and then we can just like refill our hand. I think that's probably good enough. We'll uptick. Yes. We're going to violin this Ringleader. Yes. So this pretty much invalidates this Dismember in their hand as well. Alright, so we got 3 cards. Pretty good. None of these have haste. Okay, we'll swing for 5. And then we'll cast out the Snoop after this. This doesn't really make sense, them dismembering right now. Attack for 3, sure. And we'll cast out this Snoop. We cast Goblin spells from the top of your library. Got it. Okay, they're 2 life. I guess they have to draw Living End, but even then it doesn't win them the game because we still get a bunch of creatures. Or just any creature. Okay, we got there. 1-1. Alright, we are back. Sorry, I had some issues with this card preview thing that I'm starting to attempt to do here. We are going to be on the play. Our opening 7's a little fragile. This is a turn 4 combo kill. I think I'm going to try this, but I'm not so sure. We're playing against Dr. Overlord, currently 1-1. Let's give it a go. Can probably do better than this, but we'll see. Alright, we're going to play out our Bloodstained Mire and pass the turn. See what our opponent is up to. Basic Mountain. Goblin Guide. Okay. Goblins versus Goblins. Let's see what our top card is. Get a little information here. Top card is Goblin Ringleader. I'm not sure we want that. So we're going to fetch here. Get our Blood Crypt tapped and draw. I feel like the Sling Gang's probably pretty good against them. Mog Fanatic. Okay, we'll play out the Hovel. We'll reveal the Snoop. And we'll play out the Snoop and pass the turn. We have Cavern of Souls on top, so we'll be able to draw that off the Goblin Guide here, which is nice. And then once we see what the trigger reveals, we can go from there in terms of whether or not we block with this Snoop or not. Okay, our opponent leads on a Searing Blaze. Our Snoop is going to go down. Next turn we'll have our Matron. We're at 14 life. We'll draw that Cavern off the top. We're down to 12. Okay. What can we do from here? So we're going to cast out this Cavern just because our opponent knows about it. Aether Vial's a little too slow at this point. We'll name Goblin. Red mana. Matron, sure. And the question is, what do we get from here? I'm wondering if we just get like a second Sling Gang. Or is there something better? Probably just a second Sling Gang. Just try to gain as much life as possible. So we can go Sling Gang and then Sling Gang into like Fanatic. And just try to stabilize. Like having both the Sling Gangs and the Fanatic in hand, it does cut us off combo lines though. But I don't think we're comboing this game, so that's okay. Opponent attacks with the Goblin Guide. See what they reveal. A Harbinger off the top, sure. We are going to block here. Opponent's doing quite a bit of thinking. We will preserve our life total. Like, we're definitely good in the chump blocking department against this deck. I imagine your opponent having an Eidolon is probably pretty big game, though. So there's not really too much we want to draw from this point. This turn, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be casting out our Sling Gang. So from here, it's a matter of... Alright, there's the Eidolon. That's fine. It doesn't really change much. Like, all of these creatures in our hand, the ones we want to cast, get around that. So I'll reveal the Sling Gang. Black, black, black. Cast that out. We'll get a couple of Goblins in play. And we will go from there. So depending on what their attacks look like, I think we're probably going to double block the Eidolon though, just to get it off the board. Or maybe I just chump block, I don't know. Chump block, gain 2 life, and then cast the Ringleader next turn into another Sling Gang. They're stuck at 18, or stuck at 2 lands, which I think is a little bit tricky. So they're like 1 spell a turn as it stands. See if they cast something out pre-combat. If they do, it's going to give me the green light to block into this Eidolon. We'll also know what the top card is with this Goblin Guide, which is that information is going to be very valuable in terms of how we arrange our blockers. Okay, so this is nice that they're doing this pre-combat. They're bolting the Sling Gang. Sure. Eidolon, they'll take a hit. And we're going to sacrifice this. Sack it to its own ability. Yes, we'll gain a life. We're up to 13. Bolt fizzles. So we've essentially gained 4 life there, which is really nice. Attack, attack. Reveal a card. What are we drawing? Drawing into a Ringleader. Okay, that's pretty good. We're going to double block this Eidolon here. We'll see if our opponent wants to bolt down one of our creatures. If they do, we essentially gain 3 life again. Take a hit for 2. We'll go down to 11. Okay, damage happens. We're at 11. And we're going to cast another Sling Gang this turn, I think. Screw the critics. We're down at 8. Sure. So I could go Sling Gang, or conversely I could go Harbinger into Fanatic. We really want to pull a land off the top though. So I think I'm just going to go Sling Gang again and pass the turn. This is our last way to gain life though, so we do want this thing to survive this turn. They kind of need to kill it though. Like they don't really have the option of letting this thing stick around, because it can just take over the game. So we're going to gain some life off of this, so to speak, this turn when they point a burn spell at it. Lava Spike me, sure. Does that mean our Sling Gang is surviving here? Doubtful. Is this going to be a skewer pointed at me as well? Okay, skewer pointed at the Sling Gang. And I guess the question is here, do we just sacrifice 1 token or do we sacrifice 2? Do we just sacrifice the Sling Gang or do we sacrifice a token as well? Do we put ourselves up to 7? I feel like we do. Yes. Alright, so we're at 7, they're at 11. We'll jump block this guide and then we'll have double spell next turn, depending on what we draw into here. Reveal a hovel. Okay, so that's good. Drew our land. Block here. Yield through the turn. Alright, so this turn, we drew another land. We're going to go hovel, Ringleader. Cast the Ringleader. We'll see what we draw into. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we have a, like, close to a combo kill next turn. So I'm going to cast out the Fanatic here as well. And I'm just going to pass just because we have... do I attack? Do I not? I think I actually attack here. Put them down to 9. And then next turn they'll be at 8. And then I can go Snoop Harbinger. Or Snoop Harbinger, get a Palashik... I don't know how to pronounce that card. Palashik Mons. So they'll be down to 8. I'll be close to lethal at that point. Okay. Put them down to 9. Like, they're not going to point a burn spell at the Fanatic at this point, I don't think. That doesn't make sense. So we're pretty safe to just leave back 1 blocker. Alright, they drew their 3rd land, which is really good for them. So if they have, like, Boros Charm, one mana spell, that'll probably be game over for us. Or if they have, like, a Searing Blaze, that would be really good too. They don't attack. Wow. That was interesting. So, I mean, they might just have the burn necessary to get us dead, which would stink. Alright, so from here, let me look at the list real quick and see if we have an out to just win this thing. Could I just get like a Horde Master? I don't know if I have enough mana to do that. I feel like there's probably a line to win from here. Matron, 1, 2, 3. Is there another hasty threat in the deck? I mean, Kiki-Jiki, I can't cast that though. I've used both my Sling Gangs. Trash Master I can't cast. 3, 6. Maybe I just like cast out the Snoop and then go from there. See what's on top. Okay, a War Marshal. So we can cast that off the top. I don't know if that gets us closer to winning though. Cast a Cavern. Goblin. I feel like we're probably going to lose from here. Alright, there's another Cavern on top. So we can Munitions Expert, attack for 3. Like, we definitely have the kill next turn. I feel like I probably missed a line to be able to win this turn. That's what it feels like to me. Like, that was a potential had I known what I was doing. But this feels like game over to me. It feels like Boros Charm into Boros Charm, and then we're just going to lose. Or maybe I needed to do something to put their life a little bit lower. Like, maybe if I went Snoop or Harbinger into Mons. I still need like a sack outlet. Alright, we're down to 3. This feels like we're dead. They have 2 cards in hand. Up to 3 cards. And we're dead. Alright, yep. That's kind of what I expected. Game 2. Game 2. Alright, so here I think we're going to bring in our Tar Fires. I actually think that's probably about it. I don't think there's much we need to bring in here. I'm going to shave a Kiki. Definitely want our Sling Gangs. Vial is kind of slow. Maybe we just keep in the Kiki and get rid of all the Vials. Or most of the Vials. Ringleader feels really slow in this matchup as well. I feel like on the draw we'll probably get rid of Vials. Okay, I'm going to go with this. Okay, game 2 against Burn. We're on the play. Let's see how this one goes. This hand's too slow, I think. I think we have to ship this. Mulligan to 6. 6 card hand is slow, but I think it's a keep. I don't love it, but I think this is good enough. We'll keep. I think we're going to get rid of one of the Vials. It's either one of the Vials or one of the Prospectors. Maybe one of the Prospectors. Okay, yeah, we'll go with the Prospector. This might be wrong. I feel like I'm saying that a lot today, but I have no idea what I'm doing. This deck is hard to play. Our opponent kept a 7 card hand. Oh, I didn't mean to click through that. Let's make sure we cast something. Goblin, yes. Vial, pass the turn. Turn 2, we'll have the second Vial. We'll be able to put our Prospector into play, and then we'll start churning a lot of value off that. Yield to the turn. We'll probably take a hit for 1 or 2 here. We'll see. Prospector plus Horde Master is a nice little interaction there. You can sacrifice your creatures and start churning some value. Alright, turn 1. Goblin guy, sure. Opponent attacks, reveals Goblin Matron. Okay, so we got a combo that is available to us a couple of turns from now. We're going to tick up, we'll draw a card, play out our second Vial, and then we'll pass from there. We can almost combo next turn, but I wonder if that's worth it. So I Vial in the Prospector, go up to 2 and 1 on the Vial. Vial in the Horde Master, sacrifice, play out the Harbinger, play out the Matron, get a Snoop, and then we have the combo the next turn. It's a little fragile though. Okay, they're gonna bolt us from here. We're down to 15. I wonder if this is just a race. Maybe I just see what they reveal off of this first before we do anything. Drawing into a land would be really nice. Okay, we got a land. So from here, I actually don't think I'm gonna block. We're gonna take this hit. Put this Prospector in. So if we draw, kind of just want to draw like a 1-drop or something. Okay, yes, yes. Draw a card. We drew into a second Harbinger. Okay, so I can play this Hovel, reveal the Horde Master. So the question is, do I put the Horde Master in off the Vial, or do I hard cast it? So I can go Horde Master, so I can Vial in the Horde Master, cast the Matron, get a Snoop, or get another 1-drop. Okay, I think I Vial in this Horde Master to start with. Yes, Horde Master. Top card, what's my top card? Do I look at my top card? No, I don't. Okay. So I guess the question is, do I sacrifice the Prospector? Okay, I think I'm going to sacrifice... Maybe I sacrifice the Horde Master? Oh, I guess we're 2 turns off of the combo here. Oh, I can actually cast that. That's actually really nice. So that's 2 mana, effectively. Gives me an extra chump block or 2, which I really like. So we'll sacrifice this War Marshal. We'll add a mana. I'm going to cast this Matron, I think. Maybe I was supposed to do the Harbinger. I was probably supposed to do the Harbinger. Do I just get like a 1-drop from here? Just get like a Fanatic? Probably not. Probably get a Snoop. Or I could even get a Tarfire. Can I Tarfire? Can I Vial in a Tarfire? Tarfire? I don't know how that works. I think we're just going to get a Snoop here. And pass the turn. So they kind of have to respect this at this point. Oh wait, I can guess... I guess I could cast the Snoop. I don't think I'd do that though. So I can Harbinger upkeep, put a second Snoop on top, cast my Snoop, and then I'll have the Vial up for the second Snoop. And they have to leave up 2 removal spells, as long as we can survive. This is tricky. Or I guess I could get a Sling Gang as well. That would be pretty good. Sling Gang, Snoop, and then get a Kiki from there. Okay, our opponent's leading with combat here. I think we're going to double chump. Let's see what we draw into. We drew into a land. Okay, I like that. Block, block. Okay. We'll see what they do from here. Okay, they have 3 mana up. Okay, we're gonna tick up from here. Yes. Yes. I feel like there's probably a combo line. Oh, I was supposed to do the Boggart during the upkeep. That was a mistake. So I can go Snoop into Prospector. I imagine they kill the Snoop. And then we Harbinger. No, I need the Snoop to survive. Alright, I think we just cast out another Prospector and pass the turn. They're going to leave up removal for this Snoop, so it's a little unfortunate, but Skullcrack, sure. We're going down to 8. I definitely haven't played this game optimally. This feels really, really tricky, like navigating this. Opponent plays out another land. Lead with attacks. See what our top card is here. Drew another land, Blood Crypt. Double block here. So from here, I can go Harbinger, Snoop. Harbinger, I can put the like Sling Gang on top, and then I can gain 2 life here. So I wonder if I do that now. I can also put the Pashalik Mons on top and just try to go like wide with my board state. I can also just put another Snoop on top. Maybe I put the Sling Gang. We're going to violin the Snoop here. They're going to do something in response. Skullcrack probably. Yeah, okay. Yes, Snoop. We'll deal them 1. We won't gain any life though. See if we survive. Okay, we're going to go up with our vials here. Okay, we can cast Goblins off the top, which is actually really nice. So we're going to cast this. Get some Gobos. Put this Sling Gang into play. And then we have the combo at instant speed. Feel like this game is starting to get a little bit away from our opponent here. They're fetching. Basic. Sure. We have 2 cards in hand. Having this second Harbinger in our back pocket is really, really valuable. They're thinking. Fetch again. Sure. Another basic. This feels like a Searing Blaze. Sure. We're going to respond to this. Yield to the Harbinger, use its ability, get a Kiki, start making copies. Copy. Do have to be mindful of our time here. We got about 8.5 minutes left. This match has gone pretty long. Alright, I think we have enough to win from here. Target player, we'll snack a Snoop. Save targets here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, we got there. Game 3. Okay, got a nice little combo kill there. Game 3 on the draw. What do we do? I think we board out Vials. I wonder if we bring in Thoughtseizes to deal with like Eidolon. I feel like 1 spell turn is probably not good enough though. Maybe we have to have Vials in the deck. We'll try it. All right, we are back. This is the final game of this match. This has been long and drawn out. We're a little ahead on clock right now, so also something to keep an eye on. Our opponent's got about 7 minutes left. We're going to mulligan the 7, it's too slow. And we'll keep this. And I think we're going to bottom a Blood Crypt. Yes. Definitely don't want to have to shock. That would be unfortunate if we did that. Opponent leads Basic Mountain into Lava Spike. Okay. See if this Tar Fire matters at all. Excuse me. Patron, not bad. Name Goblin. And we're going to cast our Vial out here. Tar Fire can actually be cast off the cavern, I would imagine. So that's actually pretty nice. Opponent plays out another mountain. Into an Eidolon. Into an Eidolon. So I guess my question is, can I Vial in the Tar Fire? That is my question. And we're going to turn into a Skirk Prospector as well. This is an instant, so we won't be able to do that. That stinks a little bit. So I guess the question is, do we take the 2 damage? I guess we Vial in the Prospector and then cast the Munitions Expert, and we're going to take 2 off of that. Prospector, Shock, yes. Red. take 2, go down to 13. So they got their value off this Eidolon, unfortunately. But yes. And I guess I could go for the combo next turn. I just cast out this Snoop. But it would, I wouldn't have a board state from that point. I don't think we do that. We'll have it in 2 turns. So we'll see if we can survive 2 more turns here. So next turn I'll Violin the Snoop, I'll hard cast the Matron, get a Harbinger, and then try to kill on the following turn. Opponent casts their 3rd basic mountain. No white mana. 1 mana, 2 mana. Searing Blaze. Sure. We're down to 10. We're down to 7. They have 2 cards in hand. So if we don't draw a land, this takes me off the line of being able to double spell this turn the way I want it to. Horde Master is fine. So we're going to start by casting this Horde Master. We'll swing we two. Then we'll get our Snoop online. So we still have an opportunity here. I feel like if they don't hit white mana, we might get an extra turn or two. The 3 cards in hand. Alright, there's their white mana. We'll see if we're dead. Alright, Rift Bolt. Sure. They have 1 card in hand. Alright, incoming Snoop. Let's see if this is good enough. Yes, Snoop. Tarfire on top. That doesn't do anything. We're definitely going up to 3 here. Just naturally having a Kiki-Jiki on top would get us there as well. No. So from here, we're going to Matron. I'd much prefer if that put a card on top. Is there anything that gets us there? Into our hand. What can we put into our hand? Another Snoop, Harbinger, a Siege Gang. Like, if we get Siege Gang next turn, we probably just win, but I don't know that we're going to have time to do that, and I think we want to play to our outs. Maybe a Prospector is what I get here, and then just try to, like, value off of that. So we'll play out this Prospector. We'll move to combat. We're going to swing. I should have Prospectored off the Cavern there. Okay. Sacrifice the Goblin. We'll start with the Matron. So this is going to put the War Marshal. Oh, I wasn't supposed to attack with the Snoop. Oh my gosh. That was really bad. Oh, that was so stupid. That takes me off the combo line. Oh, that's really, really bad. I guess we need a Sling Gang at this point. All right, we'll exile that. See what's on top. Kiki. Oh my gosh, I would have had it. I would have had it. I can't believe I did that. Call this inexperience. 3 mana. Matron. Matron can get me a Sling Gang, I guess. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this can get me Harbinger, but I don't have the red mana to cast the Harbinger. So I guess I just go for... Can I just kill from here? If I go Fanatic... 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not going to be good enough. I got to keep in mind my time here, my time clock. Maybe I get another Horde Master, or another, I think, War Marshal. Snoop off the top. We'll sacrifice this Munitions Expert. It's kind of crazy. Sling Gang. Okay, there we go. We'll be able to stay alive here. Sack the War Marshal. Put that trigger on top. No, no, no. Oh, I didn't mean to auto-yield. Damn. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. How do I cast these? I didn't mean to auto-yield through that. That was really bad as well. I'm just killing my time here. Yeah, I messed up. I might have even had to kill there. Alright, I'm going to cast another Snoop. That was bad. We're at 8. We'll see if we can survive another turn here. But that was not intentional the way I sequenced that. I think I should have won that. I think I messed up there. So they're going to Rift Bolt us. We're going to go down to 5. So a little bit of a misclick. We'll see if it costs us the game here. I think it probably will. 5 life. Our opponent draws. I think we pretty safely have the kill next turn. Opponent casts Goblin Guide. Sure. Yeah, I think that might be game over for them. I can't attack. Moving back to our turn. Okay. Don't mess this up now. No. Okay. Draw a card. We're going to Violin this Matron. Yes. We're going to get a Harbinger. Yes. Black. Black. Activate the Prospector. exile the matron. Another Harbinger on top. I guess I should cast that one. Cancel, cast, 2, 3. Done. We have a minute left here. Get a Kiki on top. Yes. Kiki-Jiki. Alright, so we have the kill here. Down to 51 seconds. Yes. Another Sling Gang. Boom. Okay. Oh geez, this... Oh no. Turn off auto yields. Once again. I did it again. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're gonna have to do this the hard way. Prospector. Sacrifice a Goblin. Tarfire here. Move to combat. We got 20 seconds left. Attack. 3, 6, 9. This is 10. This is lethal. Opponent's trying to time us out here, I think. And they scoop. Got there. 2 and 1. We are back. Match 4. Gobos. Gobos are coming to get ya. Opening 7. It's a little heavy on lands. Opponent's going to be on the play. I think with us being on the draw, I think we can keep this, maybe? See if they reveal anything. They mulligan to 6. I feel like this is kind of weak. This hand, it feels like a trap. I think we're going to mulligan this. Alright, and I think I like this better. This hand has a vial. As long as our vial survives, I think it's pretty good. We'll keep this, and we will get rid of... Like, as it stands right now, this hand is kind of like a beatdown sort of strategy. Like, Trash Master and Sling Gang are nice together. I think we're going to keep the Sling Gang with the Pashalik Mons. So I think we're going to get rid of the Trash Master. We'll go with this. A nice little curve. Vial, Skirk, Munitions. Alright. Opponent plays out a Fledgestrand. Moving to our turn. Okay. Cavern. We'll take that. We're going to play out the Cavern. We'll name Goblin. And play out this Aether Vial. And pass the turn. No Spell Pierce. Okay. We are free and clear of Spell Pierce here. So next turn we can play out the Skirk with the Vial. Alright, they have a Steam Vents. So this is Breach or Murktide. We'll uptick. Having this Cavern's really nice if it is Murktide. Yes. Draw a card. Second Munitions Expert. Not terrible. We'll play out the Mesa and we will pass the turn back. So we can Vial in the Skirk, cast the Munitions Expert. I would love to have a creature to target with it though. I would much prefer being able to hit something with the Expert as opposed to just playing it out without a target. Alright, so I think EOT we're going to Vial in this Skirk. And then we'll fetch. Alright, they're going to Unholy Heat there. I think we're okay with that. I'm going to fetch a basic here. I don't think there's any reason why we would need double black. So I think we can afford to get a basic. I didn't realize I had this ugly island in my deck. Or my ugly mountain in my deck either. It's very unfortunate. Go here. And then I think I'm actually going to cast out one of these Munitions Experts. They Spell Snare. This can't be countered. So they're getting a trigger on their Ledger Shredder. But it will not be countered, even though they jumped all over that. I'm not sure if they realized that. Deal one there, for the heck of it. Alright, moving back to our turn. Best case scenario for us is we draw into a land, I think. That's actually pretty good too. So I am going to lead with an attack here. And we're going to put the Horde Master in before damage here. Yes, Horde Master. Hit them for 2. Alright, and we're going to kill the Shredder in response here. Yes. Later Shredder. Suppose if they killed the Horde Master, it would be nice to be able to cast whatever's on top right now, but... Alright, Kiki-Jiki. We're not casting that one, unfortunately. They're at 15. They only have 1 card. If it's something like a Murktide, that would be problematic, but otherwise I think we're okay. Consider, sure. They put a Dragon's Rage into the graveyard. I suppose even if it is a Murktide. Okay, it is a Murktide. We might be able to erase it with this Sling Gang. Like between these two. It might just be enough. We'll uptick this. Yes. Draw a card. Second Vial. Second Vial, not great. But we'll use it. We'll cast it, and we'll pass the turn. Okay, we do need this Pashalic Mons to survive here. I think to be able to put them on a clock that is big enough to be able to win. See, 1 mana, Ragavan, sure, that doesn't matter. Yes, put the Pashalic in, we'll untap. We're gonna tick up on both of these. Yes, yes. Okay, that's not great. So we're gonna activate this vial, sacrifice one of our creatures. If they have something like a bolt, that would be unfortunate. Kill this Ragavan. Okay, we're up to 12. We're gonna swing for 4, put them down to 10. Okay, 10 to 12, and then from here, I feel like we're ahead. I mean, we just need this Sling Gang needs to survive, but feels like we're winning. So 4 drops we have Trash Master, Ringleader, and Sling Gang. Oh, they scooped? Wow. What was our next draw? Another Sling Gang. Okay, that was gonna be pretty good. That would have been really, I think that would have just been lethal from there. Okay, begin sideboarding. Post board, we're bringing in Hearse. I think we're gonna bring in the Sting Scourger, the Thought Seizes, and maybe even the Tarfires. All of this seems decent. I feel like we probably could have Kiki-Jiki. Like, I don't know if the combo is how we're winning this game. Trash Master doesn't really do too much. Matron's a little underwhelming. Probably shave on Matrons. Sting Scourger. Maybe Matron's good. Cut a War Marshal, cut a Prospector. It's kind of like shaving across the board here. I don't know if we need all of those Tarfires. Maybe Tarfire isn't good, unless like it's in our opening. Maybe we just bring in 1. And then Horde Master seems really good. War Marshal seems medium. Harbinger seems medium. Maybe we're just like shaving on our combo pieces here and just trying to play like the value game. Seems fine. We'll run with it. I have no idea if I did that right or if I didn't, but that's what we're doing. Game 2. All right. So Cavern is really nice, but outside of that, I actually think we're going to keep this. I do want to draw another land, but having Cavern is, I think, pretty important. So we have an answer to a turn 1 play if they have one. They don't. All right, Vial is really nice. We'll name Goblin. And if they have a Spell Pierce, it shuts us off of this Vial. They didn't have a turn 1 play, but I think we just jammed this in there. It's just such diminishing returns with either Vial farther in the game, so. All right, drawing into a land on turn 2 would be really good for us. See if we can do that. If not, we still have 2 plays. We still have the Tarfire and the Fanatic that we can use, but I'd much prefer to be able to hit my 2-drop. A Braid. Okay, there goes our Vial. Not really getting out of the gates very quickly on their side of the table. All right, Blood Crypt is great. So I think we're just gonna jam this here. Nope. Actually, we don't have the combo because Kiki's in our hand, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll play out the Snoop anyway. It gives us so much card advantage if it does stuff. We have a Vial on top. Yeah, having the Kiki in hand is pretty bad. Shredder, they're gonna kill this Snoop. There it goes. Okay, and Shredder's still a 1/3. They have 3 cards in hand. And I think I'm just gonna play out this Vial and then pass the turn. And the next turn I can Fanatic and Tarfire the Shredder. Dragon's Rage, sure. 2 mana, Iteration. Okay, we're gonna kill this Dragon's Rage with this on the stack. We are not gonna let that get out of control. Like, if we can get this Ringleader in play, that would be really good. Like, Ringleader into Kiki-Jiki. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do that, but that would be really, really good. Ringleader, Kiki-Jiki, these 2. Okay, they have a land. So I want a land or a 2-drop. That's where I want to be right now. Okay, yes, draw a card. Land or a 2-drop. Draw a land. Okay, so from here I'm gonna fetch basic. Get a basic mountain, add black, cast our Harbinger. I guess the question is, what do I want to draw into? What, like maybe a Prospector? Maybe another Snoop? Maybe a Munitions Expert? Or maybe it's like a Sting Scourger? That seems pretty good. Like our Vial's on 1, that will go up to 2. We won't have a play beyond that next turn though. Maybe it's Pashalic Mons? Or maybe it's just like Prospector to get our Ringleader going. I think I'm gonna get a Horde Master. I think we're gonna play the value game here. Like, I kind of have to get this Harbinger into play. I do want to just draw a land, but we're not really in a position to do that. Consider, sure. Put a Phlegistry into their graveyard. Untap, 4 cards in their hand. What you doing over there? Second Ledger Shredder. Clock is speeding up. 2 mana into a Murktide. Okay, so we're like on a 1-turn clock here at this point. I don't think we can win from this point. It's going to be very difficult for us to do so. Discard a Dragon's Rage, discard a land. Murktide is a 7/7. We're going to go down to 12, and then next turn we have 11 on the board. Play a land, tapped, Violent our Fanatic, untap. We're going to draw into this Horde Master. Yes. Okay, from here, put this Horde Master into play. I think I'm going to sack the Fanatic and try to get a better creature off the top. And Auntie's Hobble. That does not do it. Alright, yeah, we're just yielding through the turn here. Nothing going on. We're pretty dead. Pretty dead. Alright, I'm going to scoop this game up. We're going to game 3. Not winning this one. Game 3. War Marshal feels pretty good on the draw. Or on the play, I mean. Having a 1-drop in Prospector seems fine too. I don't think we need a Tarfire on the draw. Kiki's just really slow. Yeah, I think we can just shave a Prospector, so I think this might just be the same exact configuration we had last game, but I think that's fine. We're on the play. Opening 7. I think this is acceptable. Not the greatest hand, but I think it's a keep. They mulligan to 6. Play out our Prospector. Play out our Hovel, reveal our Prospector, play out the Prospector, and pass the turn. Best draw from here is probably the 2-drop that makes another token. So we'll see if we can draw into that. War Marshal. Okay, Dragon's Rage, they keep a card on top, which is really interesting. Not getting the full value there. Munitions Expert would actually be really good too. I'd be happy with that. Alright, so that's our turn 3 combo. We get a basic mountain. I'm going to start with an attack. I don't think they're going to block, so I'm just going to take this here. They do block. Wow. Wow. That's very surprising. Okay, Munitions Expert on the top. So we're not casting this Harbinger. I was not expecting them to block. So that definitely, like, given what they're doing here, we would have had the kill. So maybe that was a punt on my part, but I really didn't think they were going to block. And this is a very weak show from them. Taking this line, like, they can't put that land into play, so. And for us, I mean, the worst card for us is Brotherhood's End. Okay, that's really good. And now we have Blood Crypt on top, good. We'll swing, put them down to 17. All right, we can get one more turn here with our Snoop. The Legend 90. I don't think I ever said their name. The Legend 90, that's who we're playing against. All right, Blood Crypt on top. On top. They do nothing. Interesting. Draw our Blood Crypt. Alright, upkeep their fetching. Not sure what they're doing here. Dress down. Sure. Doesn't really change much. We'll start with an attack. And then depending on what they do. Alright, I'm just going to play my land tapped and pass the turn. I'm going to leave out the Expert. Prospector on top. 1 mana, 2 mana. EE on 2. Sure. And they can either pop it now, which it looks like they're going to, and we'll get 2 cards out of it. Okay, cool. So we're going to exile the top 2. One's a Skirk Prospector, which you knew. The second one is another Horde Master. We're going to yield to the end step. We're going to cast out this Munitions Expert. Okay, no. Draw a card. Got our value train going here. Land? Not a land. Alright, there's our Kiki again. Not what we wanted. We'll cast the Horde Master here. Swing for 2. Put them down to 10. They have 4 cards in hand. Cast a Prospector. And then pass the turn from there. Feels like we're pretty close to just winning this game. Like, if we can get Pashalik and Sling Gang in hand, or in play. 5 mana. Is this a Murktide? Fury. Okay. Sure. They have 3 cards. We're going to essentially draw 3 off this, so we'll just keep retooling. Okay, we have 2 cards in exile, but we can't cast either of them. Really want to land here. All right, there's a land. So this gets us our Sling Gang, so I think that's what we're going to play out here. And now next turn, if we can draw like a Cavern, that would be best case scenario, to just like Kiki, copy the Sling Gang, and just start beating. Or just any land at this point. Can't imagine they're attacking with this Fury here. That feels risky. Okay. So they're telling us they got a bunch of counter spells. Or another creature. Dragon's Rage, sure. Land. They have one card in hand. Okay. One card. So we can't do everything. So I think we probably go Vial into Pashalik, maybe? Are they just countering this? Spell Pierce. Okay. They're just trying to get a trigger. That's fine. No. We will not pay for that. Alright, so they put a card on the bottom, so I think I'm just going to play out my Snoop here, and then if they don't... But we can't combo because the Kiki. That's so annoying. Yeah, I think we're still playing out the Snoop here. Alright, that's a really good card on top. Alright, see what you got. Blind draw off the top. 1 mana, 2 mana. Alright, probably the best one. You get to look at 3 more cards. Counter spell in exile. That does nothing. They are going to bolt this conspicuous Snoop. Alright, Snoop is gone. Okay, so we're taking 6, 9, going down to 5. I think we're going to block here. Play out our Cavern. We're going to name Goblin. And then we just need to make the mana efficient play here. So, playing out our Kiki. And from here, we're going to copy our Goblin token. 2 mana. Shredder. Sure. That's perfectly fine. Need them to brick like 1 more turn. Okay, we're down to 8, sure. In turn, we're going to copy this Goblin token. Auntie's Hovel. So we can cast out our hand at this point, so that's nice. Reveal this guy. 1, 2. Oh, that will trigger. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. So if we cast out both of these, it's going to trigger the Shredder. I don't think we want to do that. So I think we're just going to cast out the Harbinger. Yes. And then from here, I think we just put... So I can put a Munitions Expert on the top. I can put a Horde Master on the top. A Ringleader. This is a little tricky. Munitions Expert hits for 5. And then I can copy it. That's probably the play, right? I can just start wiping their board. Okay. So they have 1 turn. 1 turn to draw something. If they draw into like a Bolt, that would be really good for them. 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. Not sure what this is. Opponent's tapping a lot of mana. Let's start with an attack, I suppose. All right, and they're attacking with everything. Okay. Copy the Goblin token. And they are lightning bolting the Kiki-Jiki. Sure. So we'll block here. Sure. We'll go down to 4. So if they draw a bolt off the top, we'll be dead. Okay, so from here we swing. We're going to swing for 2, put them down to 7. And upkeep, we're going to kill this Dragon's Rage. And I'm doing this during the upkeep so I don't trigger the Ledger Shredder. This is a very close game. And if we get to untap with this Pashalik, I think it's going to be a close game. We can just start churning value with it. They're thinking EE for 0. Sure. It's interesting. And they're just going to pop it now. We'll hit them for 1. They're down to 6. So we're representing lethal if they attack with this Fury. So I don't think they can do that. I don't think they realize that. Okay, so they're leaving back the Shredder. Sure. They're down to 5. It's getting close. Sling Gang 1 time. Either bow. Not good enough. Not good enough. So do we start with an attack with the Pashalik, or do we attack with both? They have to block, and we just sacrifice the Harbinger. Okay, so they're blocking with the Shredder. We will sacrifice here to them, 2 Goblins. So they need a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt off the top and they get there. And if not, we just have lethal next turn. All right, my friend, what you got? Did you draw a Lightning Bolt? Bobble. I don't know that that's good enough. So their out is, I guess they attack with the Shredder, and then they have to draw into a Bolt. So they got one more draw. They're targeting themselves, but they fetch. They're just going to die. So they can't do that. Do you have a Bolt on top? Are you legendary or are you not? Attack. No attacks. Okay. You lose. You will lose from this point. I am pretty sure. Alright. Take up with our Vial. Yes. Hers doesn't really do anything, but it's a card we can cast. So I think we attack for 2 with 2. And if they can't kill the Specialic, they just lose. Okay, I have no effects. You do your thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adawara. Okay, we're gonna activate, sacrifice, deal 1 to them. They're down to 1 life. 2 goblins. Can't sacrifice this, can I? No. Okay. Turn that to hand. So they do get another turn. Play out our hearse. We're gonna eat some stuff, I would imagine. We'll eat Lightning Bolt, Expressive Iteration. Alright. Let's do it again. See what you got. That was like one of a very few cards that they could draw to not die there. Is this Lightning Bolt? This is Iteration. Oh, so brutal. So brutal. Are we losing? Dashed Ragavan would be really good for them too. I guess we could deal with the Dashed Ragavan. This is going to pump the Shredder, put us down to 2. Wow, they got there. They got there. All right, we'll scoop. 2 and 2. All right, match 5. All right, match 5. We are back. We are on the draw against Rocks. We cannot keep this 7-card hand, so we're going to mulligan. And our 6 is a little slow, but I think this is acceptable. I think this is worth a keep. The question is, what do we get rid of? I think we probably get rid of one of the munitions experts. And go from there. See what we got. See what Rocks is doing. They lead on a Tanglepool Bridge, so this feels like Affinity. Blood Crypt. We will play that out tapped. So we have a turn 3 kill. Let's see if we get there. As long as we don't draw Kiki into Kiki, we'll be, I think we'll be okay. I don't think they're going to be able to kill us by turn 3. Hardened Scales. Okay. I guess if they have something like a Ballista. Okay, what does this thing do? Mirex. New land. Create a 1/1 Phyrexian Might artifact creature token with toxic 1 and this creature can't block. Got it. So a 2/2 worker. We need to dodge a Ballista. That is the most important card for us to dodge. Name Goblin. We're going to go red. Red. Snoopy. Let's go Snoopy. Alright. Can we survive? Don't Ballista us. 1 mana. 2 mana. Okay, Ravager. We're good. We win. It's our first turn 3 kill, I think. Alright. We'll take it. I will not be blocking your 2/2. That is not a trade I want to make. Draw the War Marshal. We'll play the Hovel. Reveal the Harbinger. I suppose we'll make it uncounterable just because we can. We'll put Kiki-Jiki on top of our library. Fun and interactive magic, as we always say. Particularly when we're playing in Scam. Alright, so this is the kill. We just keep copying our conspicuous snoops with Kiki-Jiki's ability. Eventually we'll copy the Harbinger. And then we will get ourselves a Sling Gang off the top. I don't know how many we have as of right now. It's probably close. Not going to take any chances here though. Okay. Yes. Get ourselves a Sling Gang. And then, yes. We're going to save targets here. And they scoop. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Game 2. Game 2. Alright. Playing against Hardened Scales. I think we're going to bring in the Sting Scourger, Tar Fires. I don't think Thoughtseize is good enough. Blood Moon seems good, but it seems slow on the draw. Maybe bring in like a 1-up Blood Moon. Make them respect it. Tarfire, Sting Scourger. Trashmaster seems really good. Ringleader seems medium. I think we'll board one of those out. We'll board out the ugly one. I think we will board out. I think we want the Matrons because we want the Trashmaster. War Marshal seems medium. Vial seems kind of slow on the draw. Expert seems good. Maybe we want War Marshal just to kind of clog up the ground in the early game. Dump a Horde Master. Maybe we don't bring in this Blood Moon on the draw. Maybe bring it in on the play. Ringleader, I think that's too slow for this matchup. It's not really what it's all about. So I think we're going to go with this. Opening 7. I think I like this. Turn 1 Tarfire is nice. I will keep. They kept a 7-card hand. Turn 1 Caverns on the play. Into Pithing Needle, sure. They're going to name Aether Vial, I would imagine. Or Kiki-Jiki is another option. Snoop. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alright, that's actually a pretty good draw too. I'm just going to play out my Bloodstained Mire and pass the turn. And then we'll be able to fetch a basic if we want to. Ink Moth, sure. They don't have any colored mana as it stands. Doesn't seem great. Ravager, sure. Yield until the end step, and we're going to Tarfire this thing. Get a mountain. Tarfire. Back to our turn. So we're going to War Marshal and then have our Munitions Expert up from there. We drew into an Aether Vial, which is a little too late. Oh, I didn't mean to reveal that. Oops. I revealed the wrong one. The Expert instead of the War Marshal. Oops. That was a mistake. 2 mana, an Automaton, into a Hangerback Walker. They'll put this up to a 2/2. Interesting choice of plays there. Really wanted that to be a 2/2. We're not going to pay the Echo cost here. No. Land is our best draw. Is this coming tapped or untapped? So it's going to come in tapped, which kind of stinks. Play that out, and I think we're just going to play out a Snoop. Can't activate the Snoop, but not terrible. Having Sting Scourger, not a bad thing. No attacks here, and pass the turn. They have 3 cards in hand. They have no colored mana, so they're kind of not really cranking on all cylinders. What you got, Rocks? So next turn I can double spell. I can go Munitions Expert and Aether Vial. And the following turn I can start to get a little crazy. Ballista on 1, sure. Not a big deal. Like having the ability to cast Goblins off the top is really nice. We'll see if we get anything from here. Alright, another Snoop, I'll take it. Snoop into a mountain. Play out our Vial, and we're just going to pass the turn. So next turn we can Munitions Expert down this Automaton if we really wanted to. I don't think we really need to at this point. It's not that big a deal. Zabaz. Without colored mana, they really can't do too much. Like, they're really struggling here. I wonder if we just get like a Trash Master on our next turn. Because it depends what's on top of our library as well. 2 mana. 1/2. Another Ballista maybe? Hangerback, sure. So it's 5/5 Automaton. We're going to take a hit for 5. Like 1 drop off the top is probably the best case scenario. Yes. Not that 1 drop though. Alright, so from here, I wonder if we just kill this Automaton. It's probably, I mean, that's the biggest threat. Or do we just bounce it with the Sting Scourger? Or do we Matron and get a Trash Master? But if I have a Trash Master, I can't use it yet with this Needle on Snoop. I think we just cast the Munitions Expert. Oh, that was a mistake. Because they can kill, yeah, they can kill a Goblin in response to this. So that was a big mistake. I forgot about the Ballista. Oops. Oops. Yeah, that was a mistake. That was bad. I was supposed to Sting Scourger. That was stupid. I should have gotten rid of the Zabaz, or just, yeah, I forgot about the Ballista. But, I mean, the Ballista is the biggest threat there because, yeah, I should have Sting Scourger. That was the move there. That was dumb. Okay, another Ballista. Okay, they're hellbent at this point. So we're going to block this Automaton. And I wonder, do we block the Zabaz as well? Like, if I block the Zabaz, they put a token onto the Ballista and then they shoot down one of my other creatures. Is that the move? I think I'm actually okay with that. I'm going to let that happen. Put it onto the Ballista, sure. Let's see if they shoot down one of the Snoops. Okay. Go up to 2. We'll draw a card. Harbinger. So I can cast the Harbinger, but once again, I can't get rid of the Needle yet. So I think I cast out a Snoop. Snoopy number 3. Put our Sting Scourger into play. My light went out over here. Bounce this thing. Pay the 2. And then pass the turn. Definitely don't think I've played this game optimally. I think that Munitions Expert play was a huge punt. 2 cards in hand. There's the Automaton again. There's an Arcbound Worker. Okay, I think we got it from here. Just because we can Matron for a Trash Master, and then we can just start mowing down their board. Sting Scourge is going to die. Unfortunate. Yes. Draw a card. Can I vial this Matron in? Yes. We'll put this Matron in. Get our Trash Master. Okay, and then from here, I think we start by sacrificing and killing the Ballista. And they can't kill anything on our board, so we're pretty safe. And then we'll kill the Hangerback, I guess. So we'll get 1. Oh, I should have killed the Needle. That was stupid. That was stupid. Okay, got the win next turn though. So we're at 14. They have no colored mana. I don't think they can win from here. 1 mana. Springleaf Drum. It's colored mana, but it's not good enough. Gonna fall short. Like, they don't have a sacrifice outlet to start putting things onto other creatures. So we'll take a hit for 2, sure. I think they know about the Harbinger, so there's not really much they can do about that one. Alright, untap, let's do it. We will not use Aether Vial's ability. We'll draw a card. Vial in the Harbinger. Our opponent scooped. 3-2, we got there. Alright, so that does it for my first and only league with Black-Red Goblins. The deck was cool. I enjoyed playing it, but it's very, very challenging to play, I must say. And I think I probably just prefer Yawgmoth. I know, not I think. I do prefer Yawgmoth over playing this. And I also preferred playing Devoted Druid. I really enjoyed that deck as well. So if I were to go for a creature combo deck in the modern format, this would not be the one that I would choose, obviously. But we'll just throw it out there after I got, 5 matches with the deck. Over the course of that league, I don't think I played this optimally. I think I played it far from optimally. It was actually a lot harder to play than I was expecting. And I'm curious if I could have won, 4 or maybe even 5 of those matches that I played. With that being said, I think it's important to note that whoever you're playing against, there are some pretty complicated and intricate lines. Like, you really need to know this deck inside and out to know what the appropriate line is in a given moment, what your outs are, and what the interactions are between the cards. So unless your opponent is somebody who's been grinding with this deck for quite a while, which there aren't that many of those people, I think there's a good opportunity for them to misplay. So if you can kind of bait somebody into a wrong line or a wrong course of play, there's definitely the opportunity to do that playing against this deck. And that's just, once again, I'm very inexperienced with this. I don't know what I'm doing. So there's the that factor that maybe I'm just completely ignorant and just played it completely terribly. But I'm sure if any Goblins pilots are watching, please feel free to tell me some of the things I did wrong here, because I'm sure I did plenty wrong. Cards that overperformed in this list, I feel like the War Marshal was actually kind of like a secret MVP over the course of this league. The Horde Master as well was actually really strong, and then Sling Gang and Pashalik Mons, I actually really liked both of those as well. I feel like they gave me outs where otherwise I would not have had them. This was actually not the list I intended to submit either. The list I wanted to submit was only supposed to have 1 ringleader. A couple of the cards were supposed to be different. I was supposed to have a 4th Harbinger. I don't know why or how I submitted this list, but I did, and it was still fine, but I would have liked to have played the list that my friend had given me. So with that, this is the first and probably the last league you see me play with Goblins, but it was a good time while it lasted. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We will be back with a fun-ish Yawgmoth brew on Wednesday, so make sure you tune into that. And until then, you know what the deal is. Everybody, be well. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you then.